Awesome. So, hi everybody, and welcome back to Teaology. I am joined this week with two friends here at Boston University School of Theology, and they're going to introduce themselves now.
Hi, my name is Vince, and I'm a student of BU to study theology. And right before coming here, I used to be an assistant pastor spreading out the gospel for foreigners in South Korea. Nice to meet you guys.
Awesome.
안녕하세요. Hi, my name is Kam. I'm also from South Korea, of course, and I'm a first year MDiv student, Master of Divinity, and
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys taught me something today in class. It was something like this.
Yeah.
I thought we could teach
yeah,
everybody.
this is how we will convey the meaning of heart. Love.
Yeah.
Love to others.
And is this like a K-pop thing too, right?
Right.
Okay,
right.
awesome.
Right.
So now you've taught all of us a little bit of Korean. But
You can say also 안녕 to the audience in Korean. 안녕 to say hello. 안녕.
안녕.
Don't be shy.
I hope there are no other Korean people watching so they don't judge my pronunciation.
We will judge. We will judge you. Kidding.
Thanks, Vince. Yeah, so we have a lot of fun. I've only known these two for like 2 months,
Yeah.
right? But it feels like a lifetime
Yeah.
already.
Like 2 years.
Yeah, like 2 years. It's been really great, and I need to see. Okay, it looks like good. Sometimes my partner texts me and he says I can't hear a thing you're saying, and so after 10 minutes of thinking I'm talking to people, no one's heard me. So,
Okay.
but don't worry, I think it's working now.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tonight is going to be a little bit different. I have a few questions for Vince and Sari, and then after that we'll open it up for maybe 5 minutes for you all to ask some questions that you have as well. So, to warm us up, the first question I have is, what do you miss about Korea?
Well, there are gonna be a lot of things that I miss about Korea. Maybe people? People must be the thing that I miss most. Well, seems like there are a lot of things that I can enjoy Korean things in Boston, like Korean church, Korean food, Korean restaurants, Korean gathering. But people like my family, friends, and church members must be the thing that I miss most. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good answer. I'm sure you're saying that because your mom might watch and she'll be like, oh, Vince is so sweet. Yeah.
I strongly believe that she's not watching it, but I want to say, miss you, mom.
Follow that, sorry.
Father? Spiritual father?
What do you miss most about Korea, besides your dad?
Yeah. Like I think like 3F.
3F.
Family, friends, food.
Oh,
I could be 4F. Father.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seems like she prepared a lot of things.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, similar reason. I really miss my
Yeah.
family, food, friends.
Yeah.
4 Fs. I like that. Well, that's
Yeah.
catchy. Okay, yeah. What is the food that you miss the most?
Spicy food.
Spice food.
Yeah.
Spice food. Like,
Yeah.
well,
Tteokbokki.
tteokbokki. Have you ever heard tteokbokki before?
No.
So Korean version rice cake, which is really spicy. So I think we have to make someday for JJ.
Yeah, JJ. Are
Yeah.
you ready?
I think so. Maybe we'll have to film that.
Yeah.
And they'll have to see me trying a very spicy rice cake. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, this is actually a good time. So on Teaology, they know I like to take a break, and you all are doing it too. And I say, it's time for Teaology. And I imagine that they all say it along with me, staring at their computer. It might just be me, but so then we sip some tea.
Yeah.
And then I pretend, oh, new tradition. How do you say like cheers?
Cheers.
Yeah.
건배.
Konbae.
Konbae.
But it's kind of Japanese.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because we colonized by Japanese.
Ah,
Yeah.
konbae.
Konbae.
I hope you had some tea as well. All right, so we are getting back to this interview with my great friends from South Korea. And so our next question is, what was it like to grow up in a Korean church?
You wanna go first?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard question to answer.
Right.
But I think I grew up in conservative background Korean church, so like it was more superficial. Like I mean, in America, the religion and church is kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
More deep into your life. But in Korea, my spirituality or something is just focusing on the worship. I mean, like just worship without any other spirituality.
Yeah, I think because we're in seminary, not all of the US is as like deep as we get. So we sit around and we have deep conversations and talk about our faith here, and that might be because we're at seminary. Yeah, a lot of US worship is just, Sunday morning and then that's it. Yeah, so we're getting a really unique kind of faith here. Yeah.
What about you?
Is it my turn? Didn't know it. Well, I grew up in Church of Nazarene from very young age. I was born in 4th generation family, Christian family. So my whole family was Christians. And when I was young, when I was a really little kid, I thought that, all religion, there is only one religion, Christian. The whole world. That's what I thought. And I began to believe in Jesus Christ when I was freshman year in middle school students.
Wow.
Yeah, from that moment on, I decided to be a pastor in the future. And I think as soon as I was done with my school, I head out to church and there was no one, and I get there to pray and praise God by myself. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The experience that I grew up in church was really warm family. So each church member encouraged me to believe in Jesus Christ, and they explained really kind, you have to believe in Jesus Christ and you have to go to heaven. Yeah, that's the fundamental reason why you're born in the world and why you have to live for what you have to live for. Yeah, that's what I learned. Yeah, so I like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some American Christianity focuses on that, heaven. And then I think Boston University does a really good job of focusing on making heaven on earth, right? And engaging that, faith in social justice and things like that too. So it's really neat to see both of those.
Right.
And you said your Korean name means something special too, right, Vince?
My Korean name is Sojin Park, and So is light. 밝을 So light should be light, and Jin is like truth.
Yeah.
So you should be light and truth. I am really burdened to live like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a really good name. Yeah,
Yeah.
very Christian name too.
Right.
Yeah, light and truth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No pressure. Right.
No
Yeah.
pressure.
Okay, time for some tea because this is Teaology.
Teaology.
Oh, you got it. Awesome, we can say hi to everyone online. Hope you're having a good time back home, hearing what we have to talk about today. Our next question, what is the strangest thing that you've seen in the US?
Honestly speaking, when we got this question in advance, we talk a lot because it might be a really sensitive topic to deal with. because there are a lot of difference in terms of culture, society, and the policy. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
well, the how can you explain it?
Like sexual orientation is really diverse.
Yeah. So, to be honest, do you mind if we talk about the sexual things?
Sure thing.
When I got here, it was really impressive to see that, well, for the first time, when we have to introduce ourselves to each other, right, in the classroom.
Right.
And the professor encouraged us to introduce our pronouns as well.
Right.
Yeah, right. Honestly speaking, in Korea, we never experienced that. Never ever. Because, well, we can discriminate our gender by appearance. So does she look like a woman and just woman?
Yeah,
and look like man and man. We're not able to choose our gender by ourselves. Does it make sense? But it seems like, well, from my perspective, it is possible. It seems like it is possible for Americans to choose their gender by themselves. So that's partly the reason why they say their pronouns in their class or something like.
Yeah. So, and that's again because Boston University, the School of Theology, is very progressive. So there are some places where, if I was born and I knew that I wasn't a man, like I knew in myself I was born this way, but I'm different. At places like this, I could say, well, okay, my pronouns are she and I identify as a woman, and people would respect that. Not everywhere. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you're at a very unique experience.
Right. I thought that why is professor asking me my pronouns though I just look like man. That's what I thought. I was really wondering.
Yeah.
And we don't have like pronouns they or them they or something. Like it's neutral pronouns.
Yeah.
But in Korea just she or he. So maybe some people have hard time of using she or he pronouns.
Yeah, there's no confusion in terms of the gender. Really clear and well, it seems like there are a wide range of genders in America.
In Korean, are words gendered? Like no. Like if you said table,
that's table.
Okay.
No man
it's
or
not
no
man
masculine or
okay.
feminine.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Because in Hebrew, and I have my Hebrew mug, every word has a gender.
Right.
So it's either masculine or feminine.
Right.
So there's no... I wonder if there are people in Korea, like in some progressive areas, that have a neutral gender. Because this is something that progressive American people in the US have, looked back at some old English, and Shakespeare used they a couple times. So that's kind of where we get our justification. We say if Shakespeare did it, then it has to be okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. But I think my undergraduate is kind of most progressive among the theology.
Yeah,
school.
her school. The school she
it's
graduated
more-
from was really progressive.
Liberal. But even though it's liberal, it's
Take your time.
less liberal than USA. We are still conservative compared to USA, but like one of my friends in theology school, she also defined herself as LGBTQ+. And but still we have some negative atmosphere for minority or something.
Yeah.
So she just, I don't know her pronouns anyway. Anyway, my friend left my school.
Right.
Yeah, so we have some movement to make our atmosphere more, affirming, more welcoming. But still, we are,
Yeah, from my perspective, South Korea is in the middle of the process to open our insights regarding a wide range of genders, including homosexuality.
Right.
Well, I think homosexuality is not allowed by the government.
No.
Oh,
And-
wow.
And
Wow.
and as well as by church.
No.
So it has not been long since I realized that throughout the America, homosexuality is allowed, and also in church as well. You guys are able to homosexuality is able to get ordained as well. But in South Korea, that is not allowed. That is impossible. So that was one of the most impressive thing.
Yeah, and there are lots of places in the U.S. that still, you can't be
Oh, really?
a pastor. Yeah. So actually,
really?
me right now, my bishop in upstate New York would not ordain me if I was able to be ordained.
Oh.
Yeah. So there are still places where it's not okay,
Oh.
but we're slowly changing. So,
Slowly changing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah. So you're not alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not that far behind.
South Korea is following
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, America nowadays. Yeah.
Now, it must have been kind of a shock for you, right? If you came from a country that outlawed homosexuality
All right.
to then come to Boston.
Yeah. Theology.
And there's a lot of us here.
Yeah.
Was
Wow.
that, what was that like? Were you skeptical? Like, did you, I don't know, were you afraid of gay people? Or did you think they were,
We're not afraid of
did
you
you
guys.
think we were terrible? What was that like?
I don't want to judge you guys because I respect your choice and decision. But the thing that I feel is like, oh wow, what a difference! What a difference! I believe that there is always difference between depending on the cultures, depending on the societies, depending on the countries. That is the difference, and I respect that. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, me too. When I was in Korea, I really thought about like sexual orientation or something, no, or homosexuality, and I postponed to, judging,
Judgment. Yeah.
because I think this is not my, I cannot decide my opinion with the shallow knowledge or information of homosexuality. And now living with many friends,
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, maybe, this is not my thing. This is not what I mean, I'm not the person who judge others. I cannot judge other people. And we are all human, and we are all friends, and we are all child of God.
Yeah.
So I think we are just, friends regardless of sexual orientation or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I changed later. My perspective changed.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm 26 years old, and
Ooh.
right
But he
before
looks
coming here-
15, right?
What?
We both look
No.
15. I get
And
15.
for my whole life, I've never seen gay or les or homosexuality in South Korea. Never, ever in person.
Really?
I've ever seen some celebrities
Yeah.
in the comedy show or something, but in person, individually, I've never seen in my whole life. And this is the first time for me to see some homosexuality people in Boston, and it was impressive. Yeah.
You think we're pretty cool?
Not. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It was not really cool
Yeah.
for the first time when I got here, because they're much more than expected. Much more than expected. Wow. That's what I felt. And over time, it has been 2 months since I started this school, and I think like I'm getting used to this environment.
Yeah.
And I start to respect others, and I start to understand others' thoughts and behaviors and a lot of things. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, that's something that a lot of people, especially Christians, I think have a hard time with, is that they read something in the Bible and, they think it must be true, like, oh, Sodom and Gomorrah, that must be against gay people, even though it doesn't say that. And then, because they don't know anyone, it's a lot easier to be judgmental of something we don't know. Yeah, which actually leads into our next question, because being judged for who you are isn't just something that gay people experience. It's something in the US that people of different, ethnicities experience as well. Now I'm choking on my words.
So we didn't understand. You're not that much good at English.
We're in the same
Korean. Two Korean, one American. Speak Korean.
I should. I'm struggling to learn German because my partner's German. And his grandparents only speak German, and I'm going over there for Christmas. And so I have to learn German by Christmas.
Yeah.
So Korean will be next.
For us.
Yeah, exactly. So people are judged because of their sexuality, but also they're judged if they come from a different country. So have you experienced any judgment or any difficulties with being someone who's not from the US and coming to the US? I know this isn't your first time, Vince. Is this your first time here, son? No, okay, you've both been here before. But now that you live here, is there something that's been difficult about being from Korea and then in the US? And this is a good tea break too, so they have a second to think. Because these are not easy questions.
Yeah.
It is Teaology. What was the word again?
건배.
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I have not experienced white supremacy, I think. Maybe I'm so dull of this white supremacy or something, but I felt discriminated in some point, like by their facial expression. Yeah, but I'm not sure I was so sensitive or so yeah, but I cannot say, oh, discrimination, you discriminate me. I cannot tell the discrimination and just person's facial expression. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the facial expression that confused you the most?
Just like this. No facial expression. Like this. I was in the shop market, and then they check out for me. So, and they smiled before, like the person in front of me, and then, have a good day. And then when I came, yes.
You must have had faults.
What's
wrong with you?
Okay. So I don't know. I was so sensitive, but I felt bad. But for the white supremacy, I don't know. What about you?
This is my personal perspective, so it's gonna be really dangerous for you guys to generalize what I thought here. Well, it seems like they think that they are a bit superior to other countries or minor countries people. So I have several foreigner friends in Korea, and as they are living in Korea, I asked them, why don't you learn how to speak in Korean? Because you're gonna stay here for long, at least more than 1 year. And they said to me that, why am I supposed to learn Korean? This is useless language. Yeah, that's what they say. And from that moment on, I thought, they think that their language, their culture, their country is really strong and superior to other countries. That's what I thought, what I experienced. And after that, I got a chance to come to America to study as an exchange student, and I was able to make some friends. And then I realized that that's not a general idea of white people. There's just some cases. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's different depending on the person. Yeah, that's what I experienced. That was really sad.
Weird.
Why am I weird? You're weird.
I'm glad we're not all that way. But yeah, I think that is something that, you know, especially in the US, because we're such a big country, you know, just geographically, you know, it takes forever to get across this country, and we don't have a lot of countries around us, that we get this idea that the US is the only thing in the world. And a lot of people in the US don't even have a passport, you know? And right, that's a shock to you. Yeah.
Does make sense.
Because they don't have to go out. Like, I mean, they can, like, wow.
It is, enough for them to travel just
Right.
Yeah,
And
you just need a driver's
They're not willing to go outside.
Right, and a lot of people, the other thing is it's also an economic thing. So for us to leave the country is a lot more expensive because we have to travel really far, you know? So someone who's growing up in a background without a lot of money, passports cost a lot of money. And so if we wanted to fly to another country, it costs for the passport and for the flight. Whereas when I was in Europe, you could just take the train 20 minutes, you know, and you're in another country. So that's another thing too. Yeah. Do people in Korea have passports? Like,
almost everyone.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then
Almost
because
okay, so that's different. Yeah.
we can travel to the edge of our, you know, peninsula for less than 6 hours.
Wow.
We can travel
Too small.
Like,
Too literally small. But it was really impressive when I get to Idaho State for the first time. I realized that one state is bigger than our whole country. Our whole country is a lot smaller than one state. Oh, that's why they're not going outside.
It takes forever, right? It takes me 6 hours just to get home. Yeah. Okay, so that is all the questions I had. We have only like 2 minutes, so if anyone online has some questions, feel free to write them in now. You have to be logged into YouTube. That's part of their safety feature. So log into YouTube, tell us a question. We have a question right here.
Wow.
Oh, someone just said it's hard to hear us. I'm sorry, it's hard to hear us.
Oh, really?
Apparently, just a few minutes ago they said that. So let us know. But if you have any questions, this is your time. If you have a question in 2 minutes, I hope you can think of it and type it down so that we can get some of your questions answered. But I just wanted to say thank you both so much for being here and for sharing some of your experience with a bunch of Americans over YouTube.
We thank you to invite us too.
Yeah, thank you for
Okay, well, that's all the time we have. Sorry guys, we didn't have more time for questions, but I'm glad that you got to join us tonight and you got to see us in our home here in Boston, where we live as part of a seminary community, and I'm glad that you were here for Teaology.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.